I don't think I'm really that good at like hard video games. However, like I don't know what it is about them, but they're really fun. Like Hollow Knight, like Silksong, like Dark Souls. A lot of those games are just appealing, I guess. Like even though like that I know that I'm gonna be replaying them and dying and dying and dying over and over again constantly, it's still worth it to me. And I think that that's really interesting. I think that the challenge is very alluring. Like in Dark Souls 1, I remember when I first started playing it, it just felt cruel, unbearable. And then as I kept going, I just enjoyed it more and more and more. And eventually, it ended up being one of my favorite games of all time. And I think that something like that can definitely be made easier with a guide and stuff. But some games like Silksong are just straight up skill checks. Like in the background, you're seeing me fight Trobio. He's not even that hard of a boss in this game. Yet I just had so much trouble with him. I think I maybe had 20 attempts in total, counting the ones here as well as some ones off screen. And I don't know what it is about that. Like the trial and error process itself isn't always the most fun. Like you sometimes like I can get mad and stuff, and frustrated over like um not making progress. However, the thing is that once I finally like overcome that barrier, it's like a sigh of relief. It's like I don't know, something just about it is just so nice. It's like one of the best feelings you can get to finally like accomplish something. Even if it's something stupid like, beating a boss in a video game. I don't know. It just feels really nice. And I think that sometimes it's not just the bosses. Sometimes it's just the entire game. So like, back to Dark Souls 1 for instance, when you first start playing, the entire world is just incredibly difficult. Like Undeadburg is it seems like the hardest thing out there. Like you're never going to beat it. It seems like a late game area. And then you have games like Hollow Knight, where like with Hollow Knight, I have maybe like 500 hours in that game. So I wouldn't call myself the best, but I'm decent. Like I'm okay at it. And when it comes to that game, when I first had my like first couple of playthroughs, it was so bad. I died so many times, and now I traverse it without like even a second thought. I do like challenge runs and like I don't know. It's just it's crazy to see how like such a hard game can be made so easy just with time. I feel like that's the biggest thing about hard games. They're not really hard, they're just time investments. If you put the time into practicing it, into to keep trying, you will get better. And I think that that is something that's really really attractive about hard video games. The fact that you can overcome the challenge and even master it and become really good at it. And maybe it's for bragging rights or to just be better than other people in like 1v1s, but I don't know. I think that that sense of not just accomplishment but sometimes I guess you would call it competition. That sense of competition can be very motivating. In terms of Silksong, I'd say I'm definitely still at the beginning of that difficulty curve. I mean, I've beaten the game before, but replaying through it, it feels like I've never even touched it. Some bosses, like, never even fought them before. And I think that that is just crazy. Like, you think that going through a game once, you become, like relatively better, but no. With some, like, hard games like Silksong, it it's like you never went through it at all. But maybe that should be seen as a good thing, because if you always have a very difficult challenge ahead of you, then you always have that sense of accomplishment once you do it. Like if I go and beat Hollow Knight right now, it doesn't matter to me. Like when I speedrun it and I like make it through, my thought process isn't, oh wow, I beat it, it's a really hard game. My thought process is, oh my gosh, I could have been so much faster, I wasted so much time. And that's because like the difficulty or not the difficulty, my skill level has just increased so much that the challenges aren't even there. Like, I'd have to do something modded to be really difficult, or go into the DLC and do something like the Pantheons. But in Silksong, that's just not there yet. I mean, I have 10 times more hours in Hollow Knight, so it makes sense that eventually I'll get there if I keep playing Silksong, but still. And I mean, I'm excited for the Sea of Sorrow DLC for Silksong. I think that's going to be super interesting and hopefully harder. I bet they'll do some sort of Pantheon at some point. And even if they don't, I mean, it's just a different type of game to Hollow Knight, so I wouldn't be surprised if they just did something different. I haven't even 100%ed Silksong, or even gotten to Act 3, and I know that that's where a lot of the real challenges are going to come in as well, so I'm really excited for that. And the reason that I'm excited for that, even though it's like going to be very difficult and take me a lot of time, I bet, is because I know that once I do make it through, it's going to be it's going to feel like glee. It's going to be very blissful to like finally overcome that challenge. Similar to how if you go to the gym and you lift weights and then you hit a new PR and like you worked for months to get that. And I mean the time scale isn't the same, but sometimes, but it's the same idea of accomplishment. Accomplishment really pushes people, it motivates them. Or for school, if you are working on a large paper or like a big homework assignment or even something like bigger like a dissertation or something, once you finally get that thing accomplished, you feel really good. It feels good not just to have it done, but to be able to say, yes, I did that, that was me. And I think that that same feeling comes from video games all the time, and that's why hard video games are so fun. I mean, you take a look at something like Elden Ring. Elden Ring is the combination of like an open world genre, like like that was influenced by like Breath of the Wild, with Dark Souls, and combining those two like really different genres and kind of like making a baby out of them. It makes a really difficult game that is just like so fun because there's always a challenge around the corner. Then there's other types of challenges, such as in like turn-based RPGs. Like take for instance Expedition 33. I'm going through that right now, and I'm still kind of in the early game. However, I bet that like once I get later in the game, like there's definitely going to be a lot of challenges, and I'm really excited because that battle system is really intricate. Or another RPG that I like fully finished was Octopath Traveler 2. That game was amazing because all of the like challenges, they really like take it out of you, I guess you could say. But it's in a different sense because on a lot of like action games where you're actually doing the action yourself, like it's a more of like reaction and skill based. Whereas something like turn based is more about your like intellect and like or I guess strategy, not intellect. Or I mean really both. Like you have to have the intellect to come up with a strategy. So it's really rewarding. It's similar to learning something new, like learning how to beat everybody in a board game or learning a new card game, or even like some like real world examples like understanding like physics or math, and like understanding like for instance object motion, like understanding things and like being able to comprehend the layers of them is very enticing to people. It's a part of that like part of that completion aspect. Because once you understand something, you understand every layer of it, and so that's kind of the mastering element that I was talking about earlier. So I think that if I had to pin one reason as to why I personally like hard games and why I think people in general usually like hard games, it's due to the accomplishment. It's that sense of pride that you get of finally completing something. Anyways, that's the end of this ramble today. Thank you very much for watching.